Hey everybody, it's Steve with Real Progressives, and we're talking about the untouchables tonight. We're talking about the politicians that have this protected halo around them that are supposed to go without critique, they're supposed to go without mention. We're supposed to ignore when they cross the line. We're supposed to ignore everything they say because they are quote unquote in the untouchable zone. So I want to go back all the way back to the beginning, back when Bernie declared that he was going to run for the Democratic nomination, and remember some of the words that he said so that we're all on the same page. Bernie said point blank, I'm not going to be a spoiler. I'm not going to run third party. I will support the nominee no matter what. Day one, he said that. Now, if you all love Bernie, and you love Bernie, then you know that Bernie said day one, I'm going to support the nominee, that I'm going to not be the spoiler. I'm not going to run as an independent. He said that point blank. Now, I had hoped that he was just saying that to curry favor with the Democratic Party so he could leverage the duopoly to get where he needed to be. But that's not how Bernie rolls. Bernie is somebody that says what he means and means what he says. So, flash forward a little while later. We have all these dumps. We have all these things happening throughout the entire cycle. We have New York, where they stripped so many people of their vote. We have California, where they stripped so many people of their vote. We had Arizona, where they stripped so many people of the right to vote. We had Nevada, where they absolutely butchered it. And then we keep going across, and everywhere we went, Bernie got axed out of the deal, okay? Whether it be from hokey local rules to actually DNC heavy-handedness to media, gaslighting, you name it, all the way through, that's what happened. Then, when he met with Obama, you could see his entire countenance change. But the fact is, Bernie never, ever, ever said that he would not support the nominee. He didn't say he would endorse always, but he always said that he would not be a spoiler. So, flash forward to when he actually did go ahead and go to he endorsed her. They had that really, really awkward moment. We had that awkward moment where Comey came out and totally proved that he was in the tank, that it was all a facade, a charade. But then we had the issue where Bernie was sitting there at the DNC. You all remember the image of him up there? And you saw the scar or the mark on his cheek. And everybody assumed the thugs roughed him up. They all roughed him up. Well, I can tell you, I don't know what happened, and neither do you. But we do know this much. Here we are, 2 days ago, Bernie was out there stumping for Hillary. He was out there telling everybody that you've got to sign up for her, support her college plan. He was out there telling everyone that to vote third party is a wasted vote. It's the time not to do that. Too much at stake. Don't vote third party, he said. Now, Obama is out there championing the Trans-Pacific Partnership. He's out there telling everyone to get in line, that he is doing that as well. There are people in certain communities that say, don't you dare criticize Obama. So if we don't criticize Obama, that means we just allow TPP to happen. There are certain people who say, don't you dare criticize Bernie, regardless of why he's doing it, because he, blah, blah, blah. Well, guess what? Right now, right, wrong, or indifferent, he is out there selling that we should support Hillary. That's what he's saying, period. So, what do? We have to counter that, right? I'm not going to vote for her, and I'm fighting against her, so I've got to counter that narrative. Well, how can I do that without going against Bernie? Do I just sit back and say, well, Bernie said it, I can't say anything about Bernie because some low IQ person will call it Bernie bashing? Or the worst part, somebody will say, well, the DNC rules said that he had to endorse Hillary. I get it, but he doesn't have to go out there stumping for her. No, right now, Bernie has made a decision that he made way back when he started this thing, and that he is supporting the Democratic nominee. He may be reluctant. He may not like her. He may hate her. I don't know. but he hates Trump more, apparently. And so he's fallen into the line of saying, hey, I don't want to be the Nader effect, which is extremely disappointing to me to hear. Because we have tape on Bernie saying that, hey, we really do need to support third parties. And we have tape on Bernie saying, hey, if I tell you who to vote for, don't listen to me. And yet more and more and more people are coming to me saying, if you were a real Bernie, you would listen to Bernie and support Hillary. I don't know what to do with that, folks. I am going to smack that shit down like I'm Matumbo. Bam! And wag my finger, because I'm not putting up with it. I'm not doing it. I'm not dealing with it. So I still love Bernie as a man. He started this fire. But to keep it going, we got to go against him on this, because he's flat out saying, don't vote third party. He's saying, support this shill. And he's running around peddling that fear porn. And now, if he was just doing it because he had to do it, because he was threatened, because he had been somehow or another roughed up, then why in the world would Bernie supporters be suddenly supporting Hillary? If Bernie was roughed up, if he was threatened, why in the world would anybody be supporting Hillary? Why would you not completely go against that if you believe that Bernie was roughed up or threatened? If you can't answer that, we got real problems, folks. You got a real split personality there. If Bernie Sanders and his family were threatened, if you really believe that, now mind you, forget everything he said before he even started running, that he wouldn't be spoiler, forget anything about him saying that he would support the nominee. Forget any of that. If you really believe that Bernie was threatened, and you believe that he was beaten by thugs, then why in the world would you support Hillary? Inquiring minds want to know. And sadly, what I see time and time again is people making these politicians untouchable. You can't criticize somebody or it's bashing. You can't tell the truth about them or it's bashing. And that's how we get stuck with this perpetual cycle down the toilet by low-level, low-IQ people trying to tell us that we can't say something because it's bashing. It's bashing. That's how we lose as a country. People that say bashing, the term bashing should be banished from the English language. The word bashing is like the epitome of worthlessness. When you see someone use the term bashing, they have a neon sign on their head. It's kind of going like this. That's what you see. Whenever I see someone use the word bashing, I see a big L on their forehead. A big giant L for loser. Revolutionaries can say what they need to say. Revolutionaries can criticize who they need to criticize. Revolutionaries stand for the cause, not the person. And right now, at this moment, right here, right now, Bernie is saying things that are causing the low-level people, the people that aren't real deep thinkers, to fall for Hillary. He may be under duress. It doesn't matter. We have got a responsibility to refute that. Do it kindly, do it gently, make everybody have a case of the feels, make them feel good, whatever. Refute it. We need people to realize that the only person running right now with a progressive agenda is Jill Stein. So what's with this whole untouchable thing? Since when did these people become the second coming of Jesus Christ? That they're beyond reproach, that they can't be criticized, that you can't say, hey, I don't agree with that. Since when did that become taboo? Since when did people start checking out of their brains and start becoming sycophants just like the vote blues? When did that shit happen? When did that start? At what point in time are we going to care more about the movement than our feels? At what time are we going to care about the next progressive in line? Because I can tell you right now, we're just pissing in the wind. We are just playing revolutionary. We're just playing games. We're not even playing games. We're like fronting. We're faking. We're not even faking it till we make it if we can't criticize the leaders that are taking us down paths that we disagree with. The minute you forsake your outrage, you've given up the ghost. It is beyond me that people could say that they are against drone strikes on innocent civilians, yet say Obama is off limits to be criticized. It is beyond me that we can talk about the TPP being a horrible deal, but yet saying Obama is not to be criticized. It is beyond me to say that Hillary Clinton is a criminal, that she is a liar, a cheat, a thief, yet we can't criticize Bernie for supporting her. Whether he's doing it for whatever reason doesn't effing matter, because people are falling for it. I didn't say they were smart. A lot of them are duller than a spoon, trying to cut turkey with a plastic spork. Spork. Sorry, I haven't used that word in a long time. Spork. It's kind of funny, right? But seriously, when are we going to learn that the only way we make progress is even when we hold our heroes accountable? When we hold our heroes accountable, that's when you know that you're really a revolutionary. That's when you know you care more about the movement than the man. And I can tell you right now, folks, there's just not enough of us that care enough about the movement to put the movement first. I'm not even joking. You know it. You see it. You go around. You know it. So how do we break through that wall to make sure people understand that it's your civic duty to criticize these leaders when they're wrong? It's your civic duty to the revolution, if there is ever going to be a revolution. If you ever want to have a peaceful revolution, you've got to be able to criticize those who preach revolution yet fall back into the matrix. You've got to be able to criticize that so others don't follow, regardless of the reason why it occurred. I hope you understand this. Our job is amongst each other. Their job is to lead. They're the ones running for office. Our job is to communicate amongst the masses, to keep our heads on straight, to get past the politicking of it all and get to the core issue. Why does it matter to you? Why does it matter if you have single-payer health care? Why does it matter if we cure cancer? Why does it matter if we invest in research and development? Why does it matter to you if we stop fracking? At this point in time, if you don't stand up for the movement's going to pass us all by. It's going to pass us all by. And you'll have no one to blame but yourself, because we as a group are super incredibly large. We're strong when we stop being divas and we stop being debutantes and we stop acting like special snowflakes. When we recognize what it is we fought for all this time, and we don't allow people to sway us back into the matrix. When we stand firm and we don't get sullen, and we don't get our heads out of sorts. When we stay the course, that's when we know we're revolutionaries. And right now, I've heard people make excuse after bloody excuse for why Bernie is supporting Hillary. And it doesn't matter why. It does not matter why. Unless you've got a plan to fix that, which you don't. I assure you, you don't. The next person up is Jill Stein. And you owe it to your nation to support the next progressive in line. Stop protecting the unprotectable. Stop defending the indefensible. Stop making heroes untouchable heroes when we need people to stand firm. There's no harm in criticizing Bernie. He's taken far more criticism over the 40 plus years he's been doing this than any of us could heap on him right now. And it's for our interest that we criticize that. We're not criticizing the man. We're not denigrating the man. The man's got a body of work that's worth its weight in gold. We're criticizing his move, and we're protecting ourselves from others falling in line to support Hillary Clinton. Do you understand that? Can I get an amen from anybody? Does it make sense what I'm saying? You can criticize what he's done because we have a sacred responsibility to prevent people from falling back into the matrix, or we all lose. We all lose. We cannot give in to the fear, folks. And we've got to prevent others from falling into fear. I piss people off on a daily basis. It's what I do. It's not my intent. It really isn't. But I do. And I'm not going to stop it. Because I got to bring truth. And I got to bring it hard. Because there's so goddamn much riding on it. There's so much riding on us. Stopping people from slipping back into the matrix. Anyway, this is Steve with Real Progressives. Hope you have a great night. Keep fighting the fight. I love you all. Take care.